Demonstrate an awareness of communication barriers. Communication barriers. There are 4 parts of successful communication, i.e. sender, receiver, medium used, and feedback. Communication will not be considered successful if any of the 4 parts is missing or not used in an appropriate way. There are some factors that stop the communication of the messages. Those factors are called communication barriers. There are some commonly known communication barriers discussed below. Barriers with senders. Use of too much difficult language or technical terms that are commonly known as jargon. Use of verbal communication that is not clear. The sender communicates the wrong message or to the wrong receiver. If the message is too much longer or there is too much detail that prevents the receiver to understand the actual message. Overcoming these barriers. The language of the message should be simple and clear. It is better to avoid technical terms or jargon up to the maximum level. In case, if verbal communication is used, it is better to communicate your message very clearly. When you send any message, make sure that the right message is being sent to the right person. Always try to compose a concise message. Barriers with receivers. Sometimes it happens that the receivers don't pay attention to the message. It is also a common problem that the receiver doesn't trust the sender. It is also one of the reasons that the receiver hesitates to accept or to act upon the message. Overcoming these barriers. To pay attention to the message, it is better to focus on the importance of the message. The sender may ask for feedback that will also make sure of the understanding of the sent message. It is highly recommended to build trust between the sender and the receiver, as it is necessary for effective communication. Another solution sender can also use is to send the message through another sender who is trusted by the receiver. Barriers with medium used. Sometimes the message is lost and the receiver doesn't see it. The use of the wrong medium is also a problem. We can have an example of a message displayed on a company notice board. If any of the employees don't read it, it will not be effective. If there is a long chain of command used, it could also destroy the message. No or very little feedback is received when it was expected. Breakdown of the medium like the computer of the receiver is failed. If the message is sent through the mail, it could also be failed due to a postal strike. Overcoming these barriers. It is better to ask for feedback. If feedback is given, it means that the message has been delivered to the right person. In case, if the feedback is not given, the sender may assume that the message is lost. It is better to send each message through an appropriate medium or channel for effective communication. It is better to avoid taking so many people in the loop. The better way is to adopt the shortest way of communication. Sometimes workers' opinion is required in feedback, but they ignore. In that case, it is better to call a meeting to get their feedback. If other channels are possible, they should be used to cope with the medium breakdown issue. Barriers with feedback. Sometimes there is no feedback. Sometimes the feedback is too slow or too late. It happens when it passes through so many people before reaching the sender. Overcoming these barriers. Sometimes it happens because the feedback is not asked for, and sometimes it happens that the communication method used doesn't allow the feedback. It should always be kept in mind that direct communication is always more effective. If there is direct communication between the managers and the subordinates, there will less chance for late or slow feedback.